Over the last few years, the world has changed fast. Stores ran out of food, prices exploded, people couldn't access basic supplies, and jobs disappeared, seems like overnight. And millions realized something uncomfortable. Most of us have become dependent on a system that really we don't control. And as Muslims, preparation is not paranoia, preparation is responsibility. Because the next crisis may not look like the last one. And the people who survive difficult times are usually the people who are prepared before everybody else panicked. So in this video, we're going to talk about several things Muslims or any denomination should stop depending on before the next major crisis. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Peace. This is the Modest Prepper. Now, most people today depend completely on grocery stores. And if trucks stop moving, even for a few days, many families will panic immediately. And we saw a small version of this already, with emptied shelves, basic foods disappearing, and pricing just skyrocketed. And the scary part is not just about the shortages, it's how dependent we have become. And many people no longer know how to grow food, preserve food, cook from scratch, or store emergency supplies. And as Muslims, we should think ahead. Even the Prophet Yusuf, may peace and blessings be upon him, prepared during years of abundance before years of hardship. Preparation is a part of wisdom, and every family should slowly build emergency food storage, water supplies, basic cooking skills, and the ability to survive temporary disruptions calmly. Not because we expect a disaster tomorrow, but because dependence it creates vulnerability. And another dangerous dependency is relying completely on the healthcare system while neglecting personal health. And many medications, it comes from overseas manufacturing. I talked about this in a previous video. And supply chain problems can affect availability very quickly. And during emergencies, hospitals can become overwhelmed fast. We saw that at the beginning of COVID. And this is why we should focus more on preventative health now. Eating better, moving our bodies, sleeping properly, and managing stress. Learning natural health habits, taking care of the body Allah entrusted to us. Because true preparation is not about supplies, it's also about strength. Physical strength, mental strength, spiritual strength. And we live in a time where convenience is making people weaker, but difficult times require resilience. So most people now, they live completely through digital systems, myself included. We have cards, banking apps, online payments, automatic transactions. But what if all the systems go down? What happens during a cyber attack, power outages, or financial instability? And many young people and older people, we rarely even carry cash anymore. And the problem is not technology itself. Technology can be useful. The problem is complete dependence. And we should always think about balance, having emergency cash, avoiding unnecessary debt, learning financial discipline, and building real-world stability instead of living entirely through screens. Because when systems become unstable, people who prepared calmly suffer less panic. Now, let's talk about imported goods. Most people don't realize how many everyday items comes from overseas. Besides food and medicine, you got electronics, clothing, tools, household supplies. Entire countries have become dependent on global supply chains. And when conflict, shortages, or economic problems happen internationally, local people feel it almost immediately. And this is why learning self-reliance matters. Repairing things instead of replacing them. Keeping useful tools. I talked about that in a previous video. Learning practical life skills. Supporting local businesses when possible. Valuing usefulness over endless consumption. And we have become used to instant convenience. But convenience can disappear very quickly. So let's talk about possessions versus skills. One of the biggest illusions today is believing possessions equal security. People collect expensive things but never learn useful skills. And during hard times, skills become more valuable than luxury. Can you cook? Can you repair things? Can we grow food? Can we stay calm under pressure? Can you lead your family spiritually? Can you solve problems? These are the things that matter. Skills create independence. Discipline creates stability. And knowledge, it becomes a form of protection. And many people are rich in entertainment, but poor in capability. Finally, many people, we depend on systems, but we have no real community, no trusted neighbors, no strong family bonds, no support network. And modern society has made people more connected online, but often more isolated in real life. And in difficult times, community matters. Muslims historically survive hardship through unity, and I'm sure this is the case with other people as well. Families helping families, neighbors helping neighbors, community sharing resources and knowledge. And one of the strongest forms of preparation is rebuilding real relationships now, before difficult times arise or get worse, because difficult times are surely already here. Because isolation, it makes you weaker, but strong communities, it creates resilience. So this video is not about fear. It's about awareness. Every generation faces its own tests. And maybe one of the biggest tests of our time is dependence. Dependence on systems. Dependence on convenience, comfort. But Islam teaches balance, discipline, preparation, and trust in Allah. We prepare responsibly. And while understanding that ultimate control belongs to God alone, the strongest people are not always the richest. Sometimes they're simply the most prepared mentally, spiritually, and practically. So the real question is, if another major crisis happened tomorrow, would our families be ready? Or have we become too dependent to survive discomfort? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content on preparedness, faith, halal pantry, everything that's going on today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, this is Amaya's Prepper reminding you to take care, stay grateful, and prep with intention.